Yesterday, Bitcoin saw a significant dump towards the downside, but on today's video, I will be giving you the exact reason why Bitcoin dumped, what we could be expecting is going to be happening next for the market. Bitcoin broke very important support levels, but now is once again back at this very important upward sloping support line. I'm going to be discussing it all on today's update video, the most important charts, the most important data points, and much more important stuff on today's update video, including the fact how are we looking right now with altcoin season. I have opened up $1 million trades on certain altcoins, and I'm gonna be talking about it in today's video. So without any further ado, don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in towards the content. So first of all, we can start to see Bitcoin indeed broke below this very important support line I mentioned on yesterday's video. And whenever we did so straight away a move towards the downside. And yeah, Bitcoin broke that 103.5k level, and straight away we broke down to $98,000 for Bitcoin. So now if I'm just looking at the parabolic trend I've also discussed yesterday, we can see that clearly if we're looking at Bitcoin right now, we're still creating higher lows ever so slightly, and they are clearly very exponential at this moment of time here. The highs also still higher highs. So ultimately, Bitcoin is still trading in an upward sloping trend here. We're still trading in somewhat of a parabolica, but yeah, yesterday we saw quite a significant dump, and the reason was basically the speech of Jerome Powell. And make sure to listen to this clip right here, because this is the reason why Bitcoin yesterday started to dump.
Assets that have been buoyant. Do you see any value or benefit in the U.S. government building a reserve of Bitcoin?
We're not allowed to own Bitcoin. The Federal Reserve Act says what we can own, and we're not looking for a law change. That's the kind of thing for Congress to consider, but we are not looking for a law change at the Fed.
So this was basically one of the reasons why Bitcoin saw a straight big dump here, because after Jerome Powell said this, Bitcoin had a significant downturn in value, because basically he's saying the US government is not allowed to hold any Bitcoin and we need to do a law change for that. And of course, Donald Trump is saying we want to have Bitcoin on our balance sheet. So yeah, this is a very interesting thing here. And of course, Donald Trump, if he wants to do this, he needs to change the laws. And that is, of course, a big thing to do here. So this was, of course, one of the things which was quite bearish, because the Federal Reserve doesn't want to hold any Bitcoin. And at the same time, people are thinking that the US government is going to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve here. And yeah, due to this, we did saw a slight little dump on the price action on Bitcoin. But nevertheless, this doesn't necessarily mean Bitcoin is looking bearish right now here, because if you're just looking at the 12-hour time frame, we are still exactly trading in this exact pattern right now here. And you can see that not only one, but 5 times already we have seen this upper sloping support line getting retested, and the 4 times before today's retest, we have seen a very strong bounce towards the upside every single time once we did touch it. Also on the top side, we've seen multiple rejections coming from that level as well here. So basically, Bitcoin is just trading in an upward sloping support line. So basically what Bitcoin is currently doing, it's trading in an upward sloping trend here, and whenever we are going to be seeing that breakout outside of this trend here, guys, that is where we're going to be seeing a big move, either up or down coming on for Bitcoin. So very, very excited if you would ask me here. If we're looking at the ascending triangle on Bitcoin, we're seeing that we're once again back inside of this pattern, which is not necessarily all too bad here. But yeah, if we're looking back at all the historical previous bull markets and what Bitcoin has done during Christmas, guys, we've always seen extraordinary price action during Christmas. So far, the price action has been very similar towards 2016. But yes, really, if we're looking at 2020 and 2016, in both bull market years, we have seen extraordinary performance around Christmas or just after Christmas. So that is really a thing you should keep in mind as well. Then yesterday we saw once again major inflows coming in on the spot Bitcoin ETF. BlackRock buying over $359 million US, while on the Ethereum ETF we saw only a slight inflow of about $2.4 million US. And yeah, Bitcoin, we still saw over $250 million US getting bought, which is ultimately, once again, a very bullish signal. And yeah, really, if I'm just looking at all these other indicators, we're also right now seeing that in this bull market right now, we're seeing that actually the global liquidity is coming down here. And that is ultimately not necessarily something very bullish, but it did also happen in 2016. And in 2016 also, we did still saw the prices rise very quickly. And We also yesterday, of course, officially had another rate cut, which is a great thing because lower rates mean basically lower cost to borrow money. So it means that it is cheaper to, of course, get money in circulation. But still, if we're looking at the forecast right now here, it has changed quite quickly. And what the forecast is right now is that for at least the coming 3 meetings, we're going to stick at this exact rate where we're currently sitting at. And then only later in 2025, we're going to see a slight little rate cut. And then it's going to stick very much to this exact same level. So this is not necessarily super bullish here because we were hoping the rates were going to drop further, but the rates are still sitting around 4 to 4.5% here. So yes, really, as soon as the rates are going to be dropping quite heavily, it will probably mean something bad has happened in the worldwide economy and it needs stimulation. But at the same time, whenever the rates are dropping, it will definitely mean that we are going to see more money getting available worldwide, and that ultimately will be a very bullish signal for the entire market. So at the same time, we can see that Bitcoin is in a very similar consolidation phase, just like it was earlier in 2023 here. And yes, what I really want to put in perspective is this, of course, Christmas upcoming event here, which usually is very bullish for Bitcoin. But at the same time, while I discussed on yesterday's video that we were creating a bearish divergence, maybe it is right now exactly playing out here like I have been predicting. So Bitcoin created a bearish divergence. This is usually quite a bearish signal in the market. These signals tend to come more often, but yeah, it doesn't necessarily always mean the market is going to be topping out. But I do want to take this very seriously right now here. We have been creating a bearish divergence, but we've been creating a bearish divergence. It is actually also confirmed right now here, but I want you to know here that we're still trading in an upward sloping trend here. And guys, if you want to be taking any trades just like me here, don't forget to check out Blofin in the link description of today's video, because if you sign up an account using this highest link below, guys, you will be able to get a $100,000 deposit bonus, which is quite an insane deposit bonus if you would ask me here. Blofin allows you to not only trade on Bitcoin, but also on many of these other popular coins that are right now available in the market. So don't forget to check it out in the link description of today's video. Further on, I want to be talking about altcoins because I have currently actually positioned myself on this most recent dip quite heavily into certain amount of altcoins. And I've opened up these positions out of anticipation that yes, we're going to be likely going to get that altcoin season getting started anytime soon here, because if I'm looking at the data and the timing, it would make a lot of sense that we are going to get altcoin season. And this is right now one of the best risk to reward places of investing in altcoins, in my own opinion. I mean, yeah, we're clearly breaking above that very important upper sloping support line. But if we're looking at history, most likely in Q1 2025 is where altcoins are going to be performing the best here, because this is always how altcoins have been performing, relatively speaking, to the Bitcoin price action. So that is why I am currently preparing my bags accordingly right now here. So you can see it also over here on this chart. Whenever we did broke the Bitcoin dominance line right here, we did solve that major continuation higher. So I am very excited for it. I think that Ethereum is right now just consolidating moments before its major breakout. You can see that it's just currently struggling against that previous high here. But whenever it breaks above this previous high, that is going to be the confirmation. We are going to be looking much, much higher. So I'm very excited for altcoins in general, for the entire altcoin market, and also, of course, for Bitcoin, because I ultimately do think that Bitcoin is going to be going much, much higher. And especially, I'm very curious about what Donald Trump is going to be doing with the Bitcoins if he is going to become president. What is he going to be doing? Is he going to create that strategic Bitcoin reserve? That would be ultimately mean major, major bullish price action. So this is it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, learn something from it, don't forget to slap on that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.